New York, NYTIMES, as the first babies born with brain damage from the Zika epidemic become 2-year-olds, the most severely affected are falling further behind in their development and will require a lifetime of care, according to a study published on Thursday, December 14, by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The study, the first to comprehensively assess some of the oldest Zika babies in Brazil, focused on 15 of the most disabled children born with abnormally small heads, a condition called microcephaly. At about 22 months old, these children had the cognitive and physical development of babies younger than 6 months. They could not sit up or chew, and they had virtually no language. A child might be making those raspberry sounds, but they are not making even the sort of consonant sounds like mama, baba, dada, said Georgina Peacock, an author of the study and the director of the Division of Human Development and Disability at the CDC's National Center on Birth Defects and Developmental Disabilities. It is unclear how many of the nearly 3,000 Brazilian Zika babies born with microcephaly will have outcomes as severe as the children in the study, but the experiences of doctors working in Brazil suggest it could be hundreds. "It's heartbreaking," said the CDC director Brenda Fitzgerald. "We would expect that these children are going to require enormous amounts of work and require enormous amounts of care." The new study, conducted with the Brazilian Ministry of Health and other organizations, evaluated children in Paraíba state, part of Brazil's northeastern region, which became the epicenter of the Zika crisis. The researchers initially studied 278 babies born in Paraíba between October 2015 and the end of January 2016. Of those, 122 families agreed to participate in follow-up evaluations this year. The study released on Thursday involves what were considered the most severe of those cases, Peacock said. The children were evaluated when they were between 19 and 24 months old. 4 of the 19 evaluated had very few symptoms or developmental difficulties, and researchers concluded they were misclassified as Zika babies, possibly because of errors in lab testing or head measurement. But 15 children, 8 girls and 7 boys, had a range of symptoms, most of which had not improved since infancy. All had severely impaired motor skills, with all but one child meeting the conditions for a diagnosis of cerebral palsy. Most had seizures and sleeping problems. 8 had been hospitalized at some point, most for bronchitis or pneumonia. 9 had difficulty eating or swallowing, which can be life-threatening because food can get stuck in the lungs or the children can be malnourished. Most had vision and hearing problems serious enough to impede their ability to learn and develop, Peacock said. Children wouldn't turn to the sound of a rattle, or they wouldn't be able to follow an object, which typically a child can do by 6 to 8 weeks of age, she said. What we suspect is that because they have experienced so much damage to the brain, that connection of an object being presented and being transmitted to the back of the brain is not happening, so that is a significant cognitive impairment. Brazilian doctors not involved in the study say it matches their experience.